I'm HD and I've never flown a plane before. Not in real life, obviously, but also not in a sim for some reason. So I wanna change that finally. So welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator 24, which I just picked up, and welcome to my very first steps here of trying to learn how to fly a plane, a helicopter. We will see what we get into. There's multiple different things as far as I could tell. But we are gonna start at the very beginning, and I think the career mode is what I'm gonna try and do and learn some things. So let's go. And I think I need to choose a starting location first. And I was thinking of going somewhere near where I live, but I then decided to actually go more of the hopefully more scenic route and go somewhere near the North Sea in Germany, which is somewhere close to where I actually haven't been before. And I think I wanted to go for this small little airport here, Tonder. I have not been there myself, but I've been at least close, and I think that's gonna be our starting location for trying to learn how to fly for the very first time. I have gotten myself a Thrustmaster TCA flight stick, because without it, just playing with controller just didn't seem feasible at all. But yeah, this really seems like a very small airport. This is just... is this the strip here? This is grass. Okay. I mean, it's fine for the beginning, I guess, but well, hopefully we can upgrade at some point to something bigger. But I guess for starting out, it should be totally fine. So let's see what this is about. I have not checked this out so far. I only did hop into Preflight for like half an hour, just setting up controls and graphics and sound and everything. I didn't want to bore you with that. But, well, for the actual flying, I want to learn that here, and hopefully the career will do a good job of teaching me, someone who has very little clue about aviation in general, something, and that I'm able to fly a plane at the end of this.
Hello there. You must be HD Racing, right?
Yes, I'm HD Racing. So I think this is voiced by AI. It's not great, but I mean, it's fine.
Welcome to Tonder. I'm Timo, the owner of this Aero Club.
This Aero Club. Okay, this is what they call
Here
it.
at the club, we provide all the training lessons you need to get started and earn your private pilot license.
Yeah, that's probably not the worst idea to get a license.
And once you've earned your PPL, you can build up your flight hours and get more
so the
experience
PPL
by
is a
taking people
private
out on first flights.
flying? What? Private pilot license it was. Right. I was a private flying license? This doesn't make any sense. Okay, I'm already lost looking at this.
Take a flight to get familiar with our aircraft and the local surroundings.
Yeah, let's see. Hopefully we get in quite quickly. And yeah, loading times are something that, well, they are a little bit long in places, but then sometimes also it's just really fast. So I don't know.
This is where all our flying adventures begin.
What's the truck doing behind? Okay, there are some visual glitches for sure. Oh yeah, and by the way, I have enabled head tracking for this. Not quite sure if I will keep it like this. This is my profile that I use for Euro Truck Simulator and American Truck Simulator. But yeah, so okay, I have the keyboard still here for luckily, so we can move around and take a look at our fine aircraft here. Okay. Yeah, I've read about that. This is probably the plane to start with.
I'm ready if you are. So hop in and buckle up.
But yeah, the probably really nice plane to learn the ropes of flying, because just jumping into a passenger jet is probably not the best idea if you have no clue how to fly. So, and okay, press Alt-C to enter the aircraft. We'll do that.
While you settle in, let's go over our flight plan.
And I think I need to center my head tracking. That works. And let me also move this so that you can see it properly. And I think that should be fine. Okay, let's start the engine. So Control E to complete the startup procedure. Okay. There's probably a lot more steps involved normally, but it seems to give me some shortcuts here.
With a speed of 2 knots, so we'll be taking off from runway 12.
Okay.
Okay, let me taxi to the runway.
2 knots is not a lot of wind, I hope. And okay, the co-pilot or the instructor here is taxiing for us, so we don't do that ourselves, at least here in the beginning. But I'm guessing that that will happen hopefully kind of soon. But yeah, I hope that we can get started. Okay, takeoff sequence. What are we doing? And by the way, is
now comes the fun
yeah.
part.
Okay,
After
here is
the
our
brakes, we will
co-pilot.
apply full power and accelerate. Once we reach 55 knots, we will take off.
Okay, 55 knots to take off.
75 knots, which is the recommended climb speed for the
And
Cessna
75 to
While climbing, we will follow a
climb.
left-hand
Okay.
traffic pattern
And I also
and make
saw
2
that
turns.
you can change views.
Don't worry,
You can get
if
a
you
little
get
bit
overwhelmed,
closer
find
here,
your
or
out.
just look at our instruments
Release
in
the
more
parking
detail.
brakes,
This
otherwise
is on
we're
my
not
head
going
switch
anywhere.
on the joystick. That is kind of helpful. And parking brakes I set already on my stick, and I think it was here. Yes.
Good. Ready for takeoff?
And then
Apply
I
full
have
power to get us moving.
power as the lever. I'm not quite sure if you can see that properly, but there's just a yeah, the power control lever. I would call it engine lever. I'm not 100% sure. Let's call it the power lever for now, and just increase that to full. And
You handle
let's
the
see,
yoke, and I'll
we're
take care of
already
steering the aircraft
going.
during
So
takeoff.
okay, he's steering, because that I already noticed you have to do by using the rudder, so twisting the stick. And we are at 55 knots, and should be able to just pull up slightly. Yes, and we are airborne. Nice. So how much should I pitch up here? I don't know. We can actually take a look here outside the window. And we can also, I'm not going to do this much probably, but can take a look from outside. So nice to look at, but I think I want to stay more sim focused and actually be inside the plane. And yeah, we can just use the cameras here to take a little bit more of a look.
You keep climbing.
Okay, he's going to retract the flaps. This is something that I know that planes do have. I think we can maybe take a look outside. No, we can't, at least not from this view. I can't really see the flaps like this. Okay. But yeah, we need to turn. Probably, maybe I'm a little late here. Hopefully I'm not turning too sharply now. And
keep climbing and prepare for the next turn.
Are we even at... yeah, we are at full power. So, and we are continuing to climb. I need to point the nose down a little bit to stay like kind of in the center of these things. And I also think I can... yes, I can turn all of that off. But I think for these training lessons probably good to have that.
We're almost there.
So that I actually have an idea of where it wants me to go, because like with the instruments I am not seeing anything in terms of what the game wants me to do here. And a little bit too much turning maybe, but
clouds are beautiful, aren't they?
should be nice. So yeah, we are flying, and not too complicated.
1,500 feet above sea level. 500 feet above the
And
traffic pattern.
1,500 feet above sea level. Yeah, we can see this, I think, here in our display, or on the right side.
Let's fly over it.
And so we can... yeah, look at this. This is a really beautiful game. I do remember, like, when I was a kid, I was trying an older version of Microsoft Flight Simulator. But this is like probably like 20-25 years ago now, and it definitely didn't look like this. And I also, I think, just played it with mouse and keyboard. So this is definitely a different thing. So we should be able to see the airport here, I hope. We actually check and just change the view here. Can we just look down? Yeah, there's our airstrip.
I think you've got a talent
Nice.
for piloting. I hope you enjoyed the flight. Let's head back to the ground now.
Okay, are we gonna land now? Like, or okay, the mission just ends here. But that's fine, I would say. I guess landing is its own exercise, because I think taking off, flying, that's not too complicated, at least in a plane like this. But landing, I have no clue about. And yeah, we'll see once we get to that if I can actually manage.
You seem comfortable out there. I'm sure you will get your PPL in no time.
Yeah, I actually was kind of comfortable. I was kind of surprised
There's a laptop in the office that shows
how much this, like, how easy this was to just do. Maybe there was some assistance going on, but I did turn off all the assists that I could find. So there shouldn't be any assists apart from the ones that are here in the tutorial, which I think this qualifies as.
Here you
Okay,
can see all the different
certification.
certifications you can pass throughout
Ah,
your
interesting. Some kind of like in a RPG, like a tree that you
career.
can
Your
go
first step
through
is
to
work
learn
towards your
different
private
things.
pilot license.
Okay. Yes, I want to get that. The PPL, private pilot license. Yeah. So
You can take
we
the
need to
private
select
pilot
that.
license exam immediately or perform some training flights to learn more about the aircraft
Okay.
and flight essentials.
So they allow you to skip training and just go to the exam if you know what you're doing. That's probably nice for people who have played flight sims before. But we can then, yeah, just do the training. So did we do this first one? It doesn't look like it. So guessing, seems like a lot of things. But yeah, here's takeoff, landing. So different things about landing. Yeah, so I think we'll just start at the top and just see if we can learn a thing or two. And yeah, just see what all of this is about. So we might skip some things if I feel like this is like too basic, but for now, let's see. I would assume that I still have a lot to learn, because I said, just set up everything and just know the basic controls. So pulling the stick towards me is pitching the nose up, putting it down is pitching the nose down, or putting it forward is pitching the nose down, and then left is rolling to the left, right is rolling to the right, and then twisting the stick is the rudder, which it seemed like in the air you don't really use because that really doesn't work, but on the ground it also moves the wheel that's steerable, so in the front, so that you can actually steer on the ground. Okay, getting some sort of error. Was it GPU usage? Shouldn't be a problem. I've set this up to be as high quality as I can have it, but hopefully also run kind of nicely. Though this is a little bit choppy here. Hopefully that goes away. Otherwise I might have to reduce graphics settings. This looks actually super choppy. I don't know why. Was fine in my testing. And we need to get back into the airplane.
I'm Captain Jess Molina, and I'll be your instructor.
How can I do this? I can't.
For this lesson, we're going to start on the ground and focus on some basic concepts.
Yes. Can I
Fundamentals
get
every
back into
pilot
the
needs to know
aircraft?
before hitting the skies. This is your plane, a classic, the Cessna 172. Take a
Yes.
look around it.
So,
In the simulator, anytime you want, you can easily switch to cursor mode. The cursor is handy for interacting with menus and cockpit controls or
Okay.
instruments. As you can see, activating the cursor also displays the toolbar at the top of the screen. The toolbar is a quick access menu that
not
allows
sure.
you
Oh,
to
here.
control various
Okay.
aspects of the simulation. Try to find and open the controls panel.
Controls panel. So the highlighted one? Or this one?
The controls panel
Would be-
is a useful
okay.
reminder of the button layout for the devices you're
Nice. It
currently
doesn't
using.
really give you any hints
Now try to
what is
find
what here,
and
but
open the camera panel
interesting.
in the toolbar.
A camera panel. Okay.
The camera panel allows you to access the
Yeah,
various
I have
views and
track
camera modes
IR
of the
enabled
simulation.
via a webcam
Go
with
ahead and close
Beam
all
eye
the
tracker and
panels for now.
OpenTrack. Could turn that off and then we don't have that anymore. But I think it's kind of nice. And okay, wants me to
Right now,
close
we
this.
are in the external view mode.
Okay, it's I
Let's
see.
switch to
I
cockpit
can't
view
switch
next.
because it wanted me to take a look around like this. Okay, fine. Then I have a button here.
In front of you is the yoke, the primary means of controlling the aircraft.
Let me
In
center
the
the
simulation,
view
you'll
once
be
again.
controlling the aircraft with your peripherals of choice. So, let's hide the yoke for now.
Hide the yoke, so we just click it.
All
I
right.
see.
As we've seen, when you want to look around you, it's easy to rotate the camera.
So yeah, I can use my
But you
head,
can
but
also move it
also
freely in the cockpit to get a better view of anything you
use the
want to
mouse
see.
to do that if I want to.
Even through a window to look outside.
Camera modes. These things, where I can look around at different things, or does it want me to do this differently? So
Now, reset the camera to its original position.
I see.
All right, that
Okay.
covers all the main camera functions available in the simulation. Try to familiarize yourself with them a bit more, then reset the camera to its original position whenever you're done.
Don't think I need this. With head tracking and with just switching views like this, which you can just do with the, in my case, as I said, the pad switch on top of the joystick is really helpful. But yeah, okay, wants me to center. Okay. Do we actually... Is this the training? Okay, I guess if you really want to get to know how stuff works and like, because there's a lot of buttons and stuff like that that you need to like familiarize yourself with. As I said, I've just set basic stuff up on the joystick. There are a couple of buttons here. But okay, it now tells me the things that I would have needed to know already to be able to fly the aircraft in the first lesson. This is a little bit weird, I have to say. But okay. Once again, when it's loading in, it's a little bit choppy. I apologize for that, but it seems to be sorting itself out after a little bit.
172 and a few commands to navigate it through the skies. In front of you is the yoke.
Yes, we've looked at that
The
before.
yoke is like a steering wheel, more or less. Turn it left or right to control the ailerons and bank the aircraft into turns.
Yeah, so that I figured out.
Edge of the wings while turning the yoke to see
So
the
we
effect on
can
the
take a look.
ailerons.
Whoa, it's now really choppy for some reason. Like maybe I'll come back to you. I'll change some settings so that I actually get some more stable FPS here. Okay, this seems to be looking better now. So let's actually follow the instructions here. So Shift K to do what? I guess this doesn't work because I can't really...
Okay.
Oh, it's choppy once again. But maybe let's take a look from the outside. So we can actually see the ailerons, so the outside part of the wings moving up and down. You can, I think, clearly see, which is turning the aircraft and even doing something at the... Yeah, okay. So elevator is at the back of the plane. See that there. Okay, that makes sense.
Are the rudder pedals. They steer the aircraft when you're on the ground. The upper part of the pedals also control your brakes. In the air, they control the rudder.
I don't have rudder pedals, so I have to use the rudder by twisting the stick, which is something a lot of people seem to be doing.
Look at the vertical tail while operating the pedals to see the effect on the rudder.
So, yeah, let's maybe go to the outside view once again, and we should be able to see, yeah, the tail wing moving, and therefore we have the rudder.
Pushing forward will increase power. Pulling back will decrease power.
So, yeah, I've seen this before.
And select it.
So we can look down here, maybe even go... Actually, this is probably fine. And then we can... We could do this with the mouse, but I also have this mapped here. It wants us to press it with our mouse.
Keep it selected and push it forward to increase power.
Yeah. Can we actually go down a little? Okay, like this we can take a look at it a little bit more closely here.
Power is increased. Now pull it back to decrease power.
Yeah, okay. Seems easy enough. I already did, but okay.
Power is decreased.
Okay.
Now we'll do the same without focusing on it. Deselect the throttle. Look away from the throttle and increase power.
Yeah, I can do this as I said.
Throttle to idle.
And go back to idle. Okay. This is seemingly a little bit too basic for me, but...
You will find it on your PFD screen in the top left corner.
Okay, now it's getting complicated. What is a PFD screen? But I think it's just our main screen. Let's take a look at it like this. And where can I see the RPM? So, I mean, the engine is off, so how would we even see RPM like this? Okay, this is already a little bit too confusing for me. How does it want me to do this? I am not 100% sure. Okay, I decided to restart and now it seemed to be working for some reason. Not 100% sure. But okay, this is our engine RPM. This is our airspeed. And does this work now again? I don't, like, not 100% sure what it is that triggers that it is successful. Maybe I need to look away and then add it again. Also doesn't seem to work. Okay, now it does. This is a little bit wonky. I mean, this has been out for a while and it still seems to have some bugs at least. But okay. And this is our height, our altimeter, it's called. Yeah, I need to learn some proper terminology here. But yeah, I figured that one out already. Thank you.
Not all aircraft have integrated screens with all this information. A lot of them rely on analog
recenter here.
instruments.
Yeah, this is like really advanced with like the actual big screen.
They're respectively on the left and right.
Okay. Okay, we still have like these gauges for speed and altimeter, which is like, and even the virtual horizon here.
100-foot intervals. The short, thick one is 1,000-foot intervals, and the long.
Well, this is something. If we have a plane with this is gonna be a little more complicated.
Next time, we'll see how it feels in the air.
Okay, at least we get to flying next, hopefully. So let's see what our next training is going to be like. Because I want to get back to flying. I mean, they tease you and put you in the aircraft and you're allowed to fly and then you're just on the ground. And I mean, you need to learn this stuff, but it wasn't that complicated, I feel like. So let's go to the next training. And hopefully we are in the air for this one. So we are learning about attitude, isn't it altitude? It says attitude here. Maybe it's attitude management. I think it's just what this is called. Okay, it's climb attitude, cruise attitude, and descent attitude. So if you're climbing, cruising, or descending. Okay, makes sense, and it's probably quite basic, just adjusting pitch by using this. But maybe we'll also learn about trim, which is something that I don't know exactly how that works. I just know that it exists. But yeah, we'll see. So let's start this lesson.
To help demonstrate pitch, I've drawn 3 lines on the windshield. Notice how the middle line matches the horizon while we're flying level?
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is the cruise attitude. The lower dotted line is the climb attitude, and the upper one is the descent attitude. Let's dig deeper into what that means. Pull back gently on the yoke until the climb attitude line matches the horizon. Then maintain that attitude.
This, and we can also see this in our instrument.
According to your altimeter, we're gaining altitude. But we're losing airspeed, proving you can't avoid basic physics while making a climb.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. If we're climbing, we're losing speed.
Excellent. Now let's level back out.
Okay. Just
our speed is increasing and our altitude is stable.
Well.
Go ahead and gently pull back on the yoke. Alright. When the climb attitude line matches the horizon, maintain that attitude.
Okay, still wants us to climb.
Until the descent attitude line matches the horizon.
Okay, no it doesn't. It actually wants us to descend now.
That attitude.
So we just push down a little.
As expected, with a nose-down attitude, our altitude is decreasing while our speed is picking up. Go ahead and gently pull back on the yoke. Great.
And interestingly, when I just leave it, it seems to, after going to a descent, not immediately level off, but actually go up again. So I actually need to push down and like manage this myself. This is something that I will need to figure out of how that exactly works.
That's good. Go ahead and gently pull back on the yoke. Try to make only small adjustments to your pitch to avoid overcorrection.
Yeah, this is something that I noticed
When
already.
climb
You can't
attitude
be
line
like
matches-
jumping around. Okay, just ended. Okay, but yeah, you can't be like really crazy because then, well, you will just make overcorrections, and plane is a little bit. Well, it can be quite difficult to get it under control. Then I would say. And in our next lesson, we will learn about roll, which is also something we already had to do in the very first thing. So it's kind of backwards to me, this whole tutorial thing. I mean, it's nice that they put you into the plane immediately and you can just fly, but then it goes back and it's like, well, this is actually how you need to do this. A little bit backwards, but I guess it's just to get people excited. Yeah, we'll see. So for this one, we should hopefully get
For
this
this lesson, we're going to
quite
use
easily.
a line drawn on the windshield to indicate the crew's attitude.
Okay,
I've also added another dotted line to help you bank properly for left turns.
makes
Gently
sense.
move the yoke to the left until the dotted line matches up with the horizon. Then maintain that bank.
We're banking left like this and trying to hold the line here on the horizon, kind of. It just makes a very gentle left turn here.
That's good.
Yeah. I mean, with the line drawn, it's like really easy. If you don't have that,
Now, let's see a little
then
back out.
I think it's a little bit more difficult. You really need to use your instruments in the cockpit to get back into the cruise altitude, not altitude, attitude. It's a little
That's
bit
good.
weird that they call this attitude. I mean,
Remember to maintain
I
altitude
think people have
while leveling
attitudes,
off.
not planes, but okay. Maybe that's just
For
my
the next
English
step,
skills not being
turning to the
quite there.
Let's see how you do on your own without any markings.
Okay, so just wants us to
You
turn
can see a
right now.
series of notches representing 10-degree increments on the attitude indicator part of your PFD. As a general rule, you always want to keep your turns under 30 degrees.
Okay, so every notch there is 10
Start
degrees.
banking right until you're lined up with the second notch to the right on the attitude indicator.
Yeah, okay, so
Then,
this one, this is
maintain that
20
20-degree
degrees
bank
then.
while remaining at the same altitude until I ask you to stop.
So this is bang on, I would say. Doesn't seem that complicated. Saying that, we haven't tried to land yet, which is something we are gonna do still in this video, even if I have to skip some
Nice.
stuff for that.
Level us back out now.
Alright, and back to level.
Great. Remember, during a turn the aircraft tends to sink, you need to pull on the yoke to compensate.
Okay, so this one is all about power. So let's see. I haven't even in the last sessions touched the throttle, so probably gonna learn about this.
Let's talk about the throttle. If you have
Let's
the
do
need for
that.
speed, then the throttle's for you. Full control over the power output of the engine.
So in this one, this is the throttle lever, and this
In the
is
Cessna
mixture, which I
172,
actually
that
have
relates directly
not
to the
really that much
RPM
clue of what this
displayed
is
on the
about.
tachometer on the PFD. Pull back on the throttle to reduce RPM to 1800.
Okay, so here is our RPM on the right screen. Actually, can I go just like this, and we can see it a little bit better. So we can reduce throttle to 1800 RPM. That's actually quite low. So here,
Look how your speed and altitude are also decreasing.
yes, okay, so let's go back over to here. So yeah,
Excellent.
speed and altitude
Okay,
decreasing because we
let's
decrease
throttle
power.
back
Makes
up to
sense.
2,400 revolutions per minute.
Okay, 2,400 revolutions per minute. It's like not quite full power, but
Your speed is
Almost.
increasing now. As long as you maintain the same attitude, your altitude will keep climbing as well.
yeah, okay. Adding power also
Nice.
will give you more speed, and then
That
also
was excellent.
altitude if you don't do anything to
With piston planes like this
the pitch.
Cessna, it's common to have power targets defined in RPM.
Okay. And that's it. And our next training is about maneuvering in general, so this should very likely combine all of the previous stuff that we've learned. So let's see what they want us to do here.
The art of maneuvering a plane through the air isn't a mystery to you anymore.
Well, no, it isn't.
Now it's time to test the skills you've learned.
Okay,
As you can see, we're cruising at 6,000 feet on a north heading of
6,000
360
feet, we can see
degrees.
that in the main screen.
Start by descending to 5,500 feet while maintaining a northerly heading.
Okay, so we can just put the nose
While
down, but
descending,
also
reduce
probably
throttle to avoid overspeed.
just reduce speed,
If your
yeah.
speed is in the yellow section of the airspeed indicator, it means you are overspeeding.
Ah, interesting. So
Reduce
if I
throttle
were
to
to just
idle and pull gently on the yoke to slow down.
increase the power here, it will just speed up, and then at some point we will get into speeds that aren't really
While descending,
safe anymore, I
reduce
would assume.
throttle to avoid overspeed.
Okay, so I can
Right.
just maybe put the lever to idle, and it
Now,
should start
climb to
sinking quite
6,000
quickly.
feet and turn to a south heading.
Okay.
On the Cessna 172, you need full power to climb effectively.
Okay, so full power, and we should head south, which, okay, I can see in the magnetic thing up
You can
top
start to
that
climb when you're ready.
we need to actually turn around completely.
Keep your control action nice and smooth.
Okay,
You put your plane in a dangerous situation. Now, climb to 6,000 feet and turn to a south heading.
yes, I wanted to
On
turn.
the
Maybe I was
Cessna
turning too much.
172, you need full power to climb effectively.
Maybe we'll turn less, but we need to turn around completely and also climb at the same time. Can I see my... Oh, the heading is also in the display at the bottom. I can see that now. We're getting into the right direction here. Slowly climbing and also heading south, almost. So we are at 6,000 feet. We can level off here and should be heading south now.
Nice.
Okay, so we can just use the screen completely. I was just missing
Alright,
that.
next
But there's
exercise.
also an additional heading
Maintain
indicator
your heading
at the
180
top of the
degrees. Stay
aircraft
at
here.
6,000 feet and adjust your airspeed to 80 knots.
Heading of 180 and adjust speed to 80 knots while keeping altitude. Okay, so we need to pull back on the yoke a little bit, or on my joystick in this case, to keep altitude, but really reduce power to reduce speed here. And should be there. Okay. But yeah, I really can feel the plane wants to start sinking. Okay, it wants me to keep the 80 knots here. We need to add some power back. Oh,
That's okay.
that's okay. Okay,
Review
apparently I'm
straight
not
and level
doing all
flight
that
to
well.
better manage your speed and altitude.
I feel like I was doing
You
what
did
they
well,
wanted me to.
but you can do better.
What do you mean I can do better? Yes. I think I will get my license with this, no? So next up is pre-flight. So probably everything you need to do before you can actually start the engine, or just, I don't know, we'll see. And like, these models are
Hello.
kind of interesting, I have to
Today,
say.
we're going to go over all the steps that precede turning on your engine. Those
Okay,
steps are
so yeah.
essential to ensure your aircraft's integrity and that everything
Take
is
a
in
look
order for a
at our
smooth and
beautiful
seamless
Cessna
flight.
here.
First of all, stretch your legs a bit and take a look at your aircraft and your surroundings. We never took much time to look at our aircraft from the outside, so take your time if you want to inspect it. You might have noticed some extra bits on your aircraft. These are the
Extra
covers
bits on
and
the
chocks.
aircraft. So I guess
Covers are
it's just
installed when
these
the plane is
covers
not in
here.
use and are meant to avoid damaging its sensitive parts. Chocks are there to immobilize the aircraft. You'll need to remove them before
Oh,
takeoff.
I see. There's these things at the bottom here. So I need to remove all these things. Okay. Engine covers removed. Static port cover. Okay. And the chocks. Are all of them gone now? Let's have magic hands here. The pilot tube cover. Is this? Oh, it's not pilot. It's... What is this? Pitted? I have no idea
And
how
we're
to
done
pronounce
the
that.
outside.
Pitot.
Now that we're sure your aircraft is functional
Okay.
and ready to taxi, let's check the inside.
So I can just, I think, just enter like this. To crawl
Let's get
underneath
to
the
the matter
wing.
at hand. You've been given an EFB, also referred to as an electronic flight bag.
Electronic
It's a
flight
tablet
bag.
that stores critical flight information and is the ideal tool to prepare your flight plans and enhance your
I
piloting
see.
experience. Open it
Okay,
and
that
take a
is
look.
something I've
Feel
not
free
used
to follow a
before.
quick guided tour of its features.
So we can press tab.
The EFB features an interactive map, a flight plan editor, aircraft and current flight information.
Yeah, but
a
I
nav
don't
log, as
want
well
to
as
like do
fuel
a
and
tour
payload
here as well.
options.
It's all taking
The
quite a
EFB
while
has plenty
already.
to offer, but if you want to get directly into the action, you can turn it off after you finish the quick tour.
Okay, so yeah, it's something we can take a look at later,
It
I
seems
guess.
like we're all clear on the checklist. Now start this pretty bird up.
Okay, so by completing the checklist. So can we see a checklist here? Probably, right? Ah, found it. Here under aircraft checklists. And then, okay, we have pre-flight inspections. And this is all stuff that needs to be done. Okay, we have done this. Is the parking brake set? I think we can just see this if we remove the yoke. Where is the parking brake? Here. Okay. Was on. So it's set. And ignition switch is down here. I think. I hope. And that it is in the off position. So let's maybe go to this view. And I think this is off. We could go through all of this, but I'm gonna do that probably at a later point because there's a lot of different things here that you need to be doing. Let's maybe skip to before starting the engines. So verify that the brakes are working. So my brakes are down there, and if I press the button, I don't see anything happening down there. But I'm 100% sure that the brakes are working, so let's tick that. Electric equipment must be off. I guess that's true. Aviation's master switch. Bus 1 and bus 2. Both switches must be off. Yeah, if I now knew where though. Oh, wait. Here? Here. Avionics. And those are off. Alright. Fuel selector valve needs to be in the both position. Fuel selector. Where is the fuel selector? Aha, after looking around for a while, I found it. It's down here. And I actually need to put it here in the both position. Okay, done that. Let's actually recenter this. And go back to our instruments. Fuel shutoff valve, push full in. And I'm guessing it's this one here. It just says fuel valve and not shutoff valve. But it says here shut. So I'm hoping this is correct. And I'm just gonna leave it like this, I think. So let's see. Before starting engine, we are done. And next we are starting our engine with this checklist. So push the throttle lever slightly. Okay, let's do that. It's pushed in slightly. Mixture. Pull mixture level in full position. Mixture, this is this one. I think this is, yeah, this is 100%, so that's full. I think this is probably standby battery switch. So let's take a look. What could that be? Is this? This is the master. Ah, found it once again. It's a lot of looking around. So this is the standby battery switch. And we need to put it up in the on position, and we need to verify that the PFD comes on, which it does. So we can check that. Then we need to check engine indication system, verify no red access through engine page indicators. There are a couple of red X's on the screen here. I'm just gonna assume that this is not the engines because I can't see anything else in terms of engines here. Let's just assume this is fine and for now check it. So master switch, put both switches in the on position. I think I saw the master switch over here. Wait, no, this is the... Oh yes, it says master at the top. And it's the... What is this called? The alternator and the battery. So now it's where the head tracking gets a little finicky, but it works. So they are both on. And push the switch in the on position for beacon. Ah wait, I see it down here. So beacon on. But there is more, of course. This is quite complicated, I have to say. If the engine is cold, we need to turn on the auxiliary fuel pump switch and put that in the on position. Well, that's a lot of looking around now again, I guess. Oh, I just figured out that you can actually click on these little eye icons here and it shows you where that switch is, which is kind of helpful. And the fuel pump is... Oh, that was the wrong one. This one is the fuel pump. So we have that. Mixture is already set to full. So we have that. And then we should pull the mixture out to the full idle. Okay, I guess we'll do that. Or maybe that wasn't the right one. Let's actually check if this wants us to do something else, but it shows us this. I think mixer should be at 100% though. Let's leave it at that. Auxiliary fuel pump switch. We should turn off again for some reason. Let's just assume that this is right. And ignition switch. Release when the engine starts. So we should be able to move this to start.
Now that we've covered all the preparations, let's get to the good stuff, shall we?
The ignition started. And it now just completely... This was already it, so I guess we could have made that easier. But this is something that I do want to learn. All these nitty-gritty stuff that you need to do to actually get the aircraft started. Because, I mean, on this one is easy. This is gonna get so much more complicated once we get to the bigger planes. Now we'll learn about taxiing and then takeoff, and after that I think we can do our first landing, which I really want to do still in this episode, so hopefully this goes quickly. Sorry for just taking a lot of time here, but I really want to get this, like every single detail, and learn about all of the different things that are there to learn about aircrafts and flying. This is really interesting to me. But yeah, I might have already cut something out in post, in editing, but yeah, I'm gonna try to leave in most of the stuff because I feel like this is like nice to have all this nitty gritty and like all the detailed stuff in. But yeah, let's get going with taxiing. So we need to release our parking brake, which is this button.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, gently increase throttle to get the aircraft moving.
Okay, we are gonna increase throttle. To how much? I don't know.
Go easy on your throttle. Use your rudder pedal to turn left and enter the taxiway. Increase throttle to gain forward momentum and then reduce RPM accordingly to match a fast walking speed while taxiing.
Fast walking speed.
Now, test the brakes.
Okay, we'll test the brakes. Those I have mapped on a different button.
Good.
Not the parking brakes. Okay. So our brakes are
to the
working.
next exit, then come to a stop. Remember to control your speed with throttle and brakes.
Okay. Would be nice if we had some sort of speed indicator.
Stop before it, as if traffic was coming off the runway.
But yeah, we should just follow the line. We can, by the way, also I saw this already. I have a button for removing all these overlays, or at least most of them here. But yeah, we're gonna... And we should slow down here. Stop. Did I stop too early? Maybe. Let's move forward a tiny bit. How exactly does it want me to do this? This is not fine? Okay, it's fine now.
All
Alright.
right, taxi to holding point Alpha 1 next. It's at the
So.
far end of the airport, near the head of runway 21.
Let's increase
Stay as
throttle a
close as
little
possible
bit.
to the taxiway center, marked by the yellow line, and watch your speed.
For some reason I'm getting some stutters once again. Those really weren't there at all in testing, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. Might have to look at the graphic settings once again after I'm done recording here, but I think it's stabilizing once again. It's just a little bit of stutters from time to time. Yeah, I really don't know how fast I can go. This is something that would be nice to see and like the tutorial here tell me. I feel like if I'm going too fast, I'm going on a tip over or something.
Mind your speed. Aircraft are difficult to maneuver on the ground.
Yeah, I'm
Watch your
noticing that.
speed. After the right turn, come to
Oh.
a stop before the hold short point, in prep for takeoff. Mind your speed. Aircraft are difficult to maneuver on the ground. Watch your speed.
Who's telling me to watch my speed? I was already on the brakes. Come on. So, wants us to stop there before the line, I guess. So let's stop here. Okay, that was
good
enough.
taxiing. The
Nice.
next challenge will be to keep the aircraft under control while at full throttle for takeoff.
Okay, as I said, taking off next, and then we are getting to landing, I think, which will be the final challenge for this first episode.
There's an
So,
old saying I like.
Here we go
A
for
mile of
takeoff.
road will take you a mile. A mile of runway will take you anywhere. Taking off isn't hard, but there are a few key points to remember.
Once again,
First,
as I
we
said,
always take off into the wind, which won't be an
they
issue
expect
on
you
a
to
calm
do
day
this
like
for the
today.
very first thing you do, and then
Second,
they're like, okay,
before
let
we
me now
enter a
explain
runway,
how to take
we
off.
always make sure it's clear.
Okay.
Check to the right to see if a vehicle is on the runway. And to
There's
the
just
left,
you
to make
in
sure
the
no other
cockpit.
planes
This is
are
a little
approaching.
bit... yeah, okay. And let's take a look to the left. Can't see anything
Runway
really,
numbers
but...
are not arbitrary. Each number matches the first two number of the runway's
Yeah,
compass
that I
pair,
actually
rounded
did
to the
know. I
nearest
saw
10
a
degrees.
video like years ago
For
by
example,
CGP
a
Grey
runway orientated
who
towards the
explained
north would be
runway
number
numbers,
36,
because they
which
aren't
is
arbitrary, but they
360
actually
degrees on a
are,
compass.
yeah, the degrees they
Everything
are
looks good.
facing.
No cross traffic. Go ahead and taxi into position.
Okay, we'll taxi into
Now
position
slowly taxi
onto the
onto the
runway.
runway and align the plane with the center line. Then stop your plane just after the number 21.
It might be a little bit too fast. Let's use the brakes. Okay, so it wants us to stop there, so let's get on the brakes. Oh no, it wants us to stop in this area, right? Yes. And almost not getting it stopped.
Excellent.
All right.
Alright, let's do this. Apply
Let's do
full
this.
power, and I'll walk you through the takeoff as we go.
Yeah, why explain things before we go? Let's just explain while we go. A little bit like in the very first
Use your
thing
rudder
that we
to
were
stay
doing.
on the center line, and keep pushing power until you reach 55 knots.
So yeah, we'll stay. Let's try to stay on the center line, and this is done by using the rudder, so by twisting the joystick in my case, because I don't have rudder pedals. Not planning on getting
Good.
any anytime
Now,
soon.
Gently pull back on the yoke.
But we are fast enough so we can start the takeoff here. And yeah, as the tutorial said, and as I said also
And
before,
we're airborne.
just getting started, taking off, is not that difficult. What's difficult is gonna be the landing.
Line up the top of your instrument panel so it's a couple of inches above the horizon. That'll pitch us up and set a good climb attitude.
Okay, so we can
Maintain
probably climb a
75
little
knots,
bit more.
And we'll reach our target altitude of 5,500 feet in no time.
So something like this, so we
Focus
can
on
keep
flying
the
straight. Use your rudders to
75
remove
knots.
the left yaw our plane has when climbing. You can see your current yaw input by looking at the MFD slip skid indicator.
Okay, that flew over my head a little bit. Okay, I need to maintain a heading of icy. That I did not see, so heading of 210. Okay, I overshot a little bit. We are close enough. Still maintaining our speed at least, and we are climbing slowly but surely to...
Maintain 75 knots and climb to 5,500 feet.
5,500 feet, yes. I need to just pitch down a little so that we keep our speed. So it's all looking at the instruments here.
5,500 feet.
But we made it.
Target altitude.
And can actually take a look.
Nice takeoff.
Nice view outside the windows here. Okay, and I think next is gonna be landing. And it seemingly is gonna start us off small because it's just yoke management for this first one. There are multiple ones I saw in the menu for landing.
I want you to focus on the yoke only. We're close enough to the runway to land safely without adding any throttle. Maintain a speed of around 65 knots. Pitch down if you're going too slow. Pitch up if you're too fast.
Okay, so we should maintain 65 knots. And this is a little disconcerting because it feels like I'm way too high still for this runway, no? Okay, we are trying to match the 65 knots by not using power at all, just by pitching. I need to pitch down a little bit. And it seems like we are actually sinking because of that.
Knots. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare.
What do you mean flare?
To raise the nose of the aircraft to slow your descent for a softer landing.
Okay, thanks.
But without ever leveling off or climbing. The main landing
I
gear will
need to
touch
put the
down
nose down a little bit more to still be at 65. We're at 64 at the moment. It's like we're dropping out of the sky. The strip was so far away at the beginning.
Flare height.
Flare
Now,
height,
focus
so
on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to
gonna
aim the
pull
nose
back.
just
Oh,
above
that
it.
was okay.
Resist the temptation to pull back. Nice. Now, apply the brakes progressively to slow us down
Okay.
and bring the plane to a stop. Use rudder pedals to stay on the center line.
That wasn't too difficult. So it's all about speed management, it looked like, at least for this one.
Well done. But there's room for improvement.
Okay,
Keep in mind
thanks.
that approaching the runway at the right speed is key to a good landing.
Interesting. I had no clue that speed did play such a big role. I thought it was just about just your height and your trajectory, but seemingly it's also a lot about just keeping the right speed. And this time I just did it with the yoke, so not adding or decreasing any power. So let's see what the next training for landing will be. And now it is about throttle management, so the thing that we didn't do in the previous one. So let's see.
In the first part of this landing exercise, I want you to stay on the glide path by using the throttle. You can make small corrections with the yoke to stay aligned with the runway.
Okay.
Smooth action on the throttle is key for remaining on the correct glide path.
I think the glide path is just the optimal path to go down. It would be nice if they explained this, because I'm not 100% sure.
Remember though, always make soft corrections. You don't want to overcompensate.
Just touch the throttle lever just a little bit. Feel like I now need to pitch down. So align with the runway. I'm doing that, hopefully. Feel like I'm correcting way too much. But also I've reduced power.
Now you can use the elevator to land.
What? What is happening? I feel like there was some... This seems weird, but I'm just gonna focus on trying to get 65 speed. I think we are way too high because the lights on the left side, I think we should see like too white to red. Okay. Just gonna
now
try to pull it down smoothly here.
Pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it.
Alright. And then no power.
Nice. Now
let's
apply
try
the
and
brakes to slow us
carefully
down
steer
and bring the plane to a stop.
on the brakes. That was actually not too bad. Even though I think there was some weird thing going on.
That was excellent.
Okay, since we did all of that quite well, now it's just called landing. So I'm guessing now we actually have full control over everything. So let's see.
My first instructor used to say, the best part of flying is landing in one piece.
Yeah, landing in one piece is
Today,
probably good.
You're in charge of bringing us in for a safe landing.
It would
And
be
I've already
nice
set us
to
up
know.
in landing configuration at 65 knots with 20 degrees of flaps.
Okay.
Keep your aim point on the runway threshold. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's
We
time to
need to
flare.
decrease power here. I think I'm just gonna go to idle for now. And just decrease throttle, or yeah, decrease throttle and therefore speed that way, and just try to use the yoke to try and keep aligned, which I'm guessing I just kind of point towards the beginning of the runway and hope for the best. And if we pull up a little, we can also reduce some speed. We are at 65 knots. Actually dropping a little. But should be fine. So yeah, you can see those 4 lights on the left side of the runway. As far as I know, you want to have different colors in it. So 2 white, 2 red or something like that, to see that you're actually the correct height. Because those are set up in a way where, depending on which height you are at, you will see, well, different colors. As far as I know. As I said, it would be nice if they explained this. Because I just know it like the very, very basics. But yeah. Would be okay. I guess we can just go down a little bit more to get some more speed, because we are slowing down, and I am at complete idle as well for throttle. Ah, there you can see. Now we can only see 3 white lights and 1 red. So I think, yeah, this is actually... We actually add some power back. This is where we want to be. Because now we are too low. Let's actually get some throttle back. Because we are too slow. And too high. No, not too low in this case, right? We are way too low. I can see the lights in here. And now we are too high, and now we are too fast, and now everything falls to pieces. No.
Reduce
Okay.
throttle to idle.
Yeah, let's reduce our throttle. And the runway is long enough
Now
for us to
focus on the
not
end of the runway and pull
worry
back
too much.
slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it.
And let's try and break this one.
Nice. Now, apply the brakes progressively to slow us down.
Not
and bring the
perfect, I
plane
would
to a
say.
stop.
Not perfect at all, but it was
Use rudder pedals
fine,
to stay
I
on
hope.
the center line. You did well,
Alright.
but you can do better.
Yeah, I think so as well. But you didn't
Keep in
explain
mind that
everything
approaching the runway
clearly.
at the right speed is key to a good landing.
But, I mean, we did land, we didn't break the plane. That is all I can hope for. And I think that is all that we are gonna do today. So, if you want to see more of this, let me know down in the comments. Leave a like on the video. And yeah, we're gonna see if we're gonna continue with the training here, or maybe if we just skip to the actual license test at the end of this. We'll see about it. You're gonna see in the next video what I decide to do. But yeah, this was actually really, really fun already. I very much enjoyed myself. I hope you did enjoy this as well. And I want to thank you a lot for watching. I've been HD, and I will hopefully see you in the next one.